Recently, we reported on the assassination of Johannesburg-based lawyer Bo Franek, who was assassinated in his office in the leafy suburb of Saxonwold here in Johannesburg. Well, information is starting to emerge as to some of the details behind that killing. And it seems like, he was an insolvency lawyer, and he was involved in bringing down a Ponzi scheme, or handling the collapse of a Ponzi scheme called NTC Crypto. And what NTC Crypto had done was, it was a proper Ponzi scheme. And the way Ponzi schemes work is they promise you a wonderful return on your investment. And if you invest money, you're going to get something way in excess of what any other investment vehicle can give you. And the way that the Ponzi scheme really sucks people in, for starters, you've got to have some slick marketing, which apparently this had. The person responsible for that was a chap by the name of Marius Venter. And then what you need is a system that, at the beginning, pays out those wonderful returns. Now, the way it pays out those returns is it just takes new money in to pay some of the old investors. And often that's the best way of growing your scheme, because people then will go and tell their friends, saying, geez, you won't believe what happened. I found the scheme, it gives me a great return. And people, of course, being naturally skeptical, will say, yes, but it sounds too good to be true. They say, no, can't be, because I got paid out immediately. And very often the people who claim that they've been paid out have got the option of getting paid out. And then, usually that slick salesperson will say, well, if you withdraw your money now, the scheme's full. We can't let you back in. So we'll give you your money right now, or you're going to reinvest your money. And often people are encouraged then to reinvest the money. So even the payouts don't get paid out. Well, Bo Franek was investigating this case, and he received a call to say, resign from this NTC matter or you won't see the end of the week. And quite clearly the person wasn't joking, because Mr. Franek did not see the end of the week. But interesting how these things collapse. It collapsed because the brains behind the business, a person by the name of Thabo Letopa, wanted to withdraw 6 million rand from the bank to buy livestock. What is it about livestock in South Africa, including some golden impala and a few other things that he clearly wanted to put on some farm that he had purchased? The bank got a little bit suspicious because his name wasn't the name authorized to withdraw money. They asked him to come into the branch, and his fingerprints didn't match the ones that were on the account. It was really just one of those sort of administrative errors. It wasn't because he was trying to do something. Clearly, he was part of the organization, but shouldn't have been trying to withdraw money from that particular account. In 8 months, NTC got 484 million rands worth of depositors' money. 213 was paid out. 213 million was paid out to investors. And, it was just really the absolute greed of these people to keep going. You just keep letting this balloon grow and grow and grow. I don't know what your plan is. I don't know if you eventually try and skip the country before it pops, but in any case, it popped because the guy wanted to buy some more trinkets and fancy things, and clearly that was the end of that. And it comes with a warning to all of us. The old maxim, if it's too good to be true, it probably is not true. So, very sadly led to the death of a lawyer, a person just doing his job, and by all accounts trying to do his job honestly. So, that just gives you a little bit more background as to why Bo Franek was assassinated and who the people involved are. Which sort of leads us into one of our other favorite criminals, and that is our President, Cyril Ramaphosa. There's an investigation into Phala Phala, that scheme where somebody dropped off dollars and bought some imaginary livestock, which they then forgot to ever collect. Cyril Ramaphosa forgot to ever deliver the livestock that he had sold. Somebody forgot to put the money in the bank. There's a lot of forgetting going on. But now, don't you like this one? When investigators arrived at Phala Phala, they found that the infamous couch is missing. Now, you would have thought that, you kind of keep the couch. It's, it's become, if for nothing else, it's become part of South African folklore. I want to see the couch. I want to sit on it. I want to see if there's not some coins that they perhaps didn't collect. But apparently the couch is no longer there, and in its place is sitting, some bicycles, boxes, and a few old golf clubs. And apparently, according to Cyril Ramaphosa's representatives, it was this management of Phala Phala, the staff there, who made the decision to reupholster the chair, but it's no longer anywhere to be found within the place. But what is interesting is a little footnote to the story. It's been reported that it was $580,000, not millions of dollars, as was originally mentioned with this Phala Phala money. But it's starting to seem like the maths ain't mathing, and that is because the thieves, who are now currently, the trial has just begun for some of those thieves, spent at least 10 million rand buying cars alone. Now, if you convert that $580,000, it gives you just less than $10 million, right? And I presume you just walk into, I don't know, some bank and they swap those dollars for you. So you're going to be paying some hefty commissions and so on. But they spent at least 10 million rand on cars alone. They also bought properties, which I presume didn't cost nothing. They bought watches. And I love this one the most. They bought mouth jewelry. So, at least that went to a good cause. Somebody got the mouth jewelry. But the point is that this story is far from over. It seems like some evidence has disappeared. It seems like the amounts of money were misrepresented. I don't know. With the Madlanga Commission starting now, there's a lot of questions that are going to be asked within the realm of crime and honesty of politicians. So if I was the president, I would be a little bit careful, or maybe go on an overseas trip. Perhaps to one of those countries that you love so much, Iran or whatever, and perhaps not be in such a hurry to return to South Africa. Things are going to get pretty hot. We'll stay on the crime story. Thank you very much for joining us on the Political Insider. You are now officially an insider, especially if you subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so that you can get our reminders. Thank you so much for watching us today.